Hi everyone, today we're going to be going over the Introduction Speech Self-Assessment Assignment. So when you get into the self-assignment folder, this is what you should see. You'll see a document with instructions as well as an example and a rubric, and then you'll also see another document that's just a template. So you'll want to open both of those, and when you do, they will look like this. And so this is the instruction document. And so just so you understand, this is like the first part of it is explaining what I want within the paper. And then the second page shows you exactly what the paper should look like. So let me back up a little bit. So you can see this is exactly what it should look like minus this sample heading thing. You don't have to have that, but it should have everything else on there. And notice that the headings are there, and everything is written in full sentences. There's only one extra space between each thing. Otherwise, it is completely single spaced. And then the last page of this document is the rubric. So you can kind of see how the breakdown is going to be, as well as the fact that the writing guidelines are quite a bit of points when you look at how they're broken down. So you want to make sure that you have written enough. The fact that it needs to be a one-page paper is important. So make sure it's 1 page in length. And then also you want to make sure there's not a lot of grammatical errors, and that you actually take the time to go back and read through it and make sure that you correct yourself, because I will take off a few points for grammar and issues like that. So going back up to the top, this part of the instructions just kind of breaks down what should be in each section. And if you notice, that's actually what's over here in the template. So you have that in 2 places. The other thing, like I just said, that you want to be aware of is that this should be written in paragraph or like full sentence format. Now, don't delete, like I said, don't delete these headings. But instead of just saying, how successful was your presentation? My presentation was successful. That should not be how it's written. Notice here it says that the answer should be the question should be completely answered in a way that, like, I fully understand what you mean by that. So by just saying, how successful was your presentation, and you answer, it was successful, and that's it, that's not going to receive a lot of points from me, because that doesn't explain the why. Anytime that you see a question, you should always automatically know not only am I answering the question, but I'm also giving the why. So you're wanting to back it up. You'll also want to delete these questions. I don't want you to keep them on there. They're just there to kind of help you for each section. And then it needs to be, like I said, it needs to be a full page, single spaced. It needs to be written in Times New Roman 12-point font. If you see over here, I actually already have that done for you. So if you download the template, it should already be ready to go. And then is there anything really important with that as well? I mean, those are the main things. And then obviously just wanting to be grammatically correct and fully answering the questions. All right. So again, this is what it should look like at the end. Notice the titles are bold. What you write is not. I know that seems kind of silly, but I often get a lot of papers where it's either all in bold or nothing's bold. So just pay attention to those little things. And okay, so I think that's about it. So then you look at this one, and you can see, like I said, when you download this, all you have to do is delete these questions and then answer them. And then also please make sure to delete this little section down here. It says delete all the questions, but leave paragraph headings, and it kind of just reminds you again. And write 1 page, single space, Times New Roman 12-point font, and then delete these instructions. So overall, all you're doing is you are going to be talking about your introduction speech, which you should have already turned in. And you're just talking about areas of improvement, but also things that you think you did well. I don't want this to be a paper where you're beating yourself up. That's not the purpose of this paper. The purpose of this paper is to help you reflect so that you can do better on the next one. How can you grow? But what did you do well? All of those things. Maybe some tactics that you could take in order to do even better on the next one. So think about all of those things here. I don't want you just to tell me all the things that you did wrong, because at the end of the day, it's really not about that. This is probably maybe one of your first speech classes to take, or maybe it's been a long time since you've spoken in front of an audience. This is just an opportunity to make yourself better. So try to focus on both sides, not just the bad, but also what you think you did well on, and maybe some tactics that you can take in order to grow. But again, every single one of these sections and every question should be answered with not only the what, but the why. So make sure to back up whatever you say. You're going to do great. Let me know if you have any questions.